Hey, anybody? You're around? Unless I balance you on a pot holder, no kidding. Um, cool Fleetwood Mac t-shirt that I just got as a gift, and then figure out the old live chat. I'm gonna be on. I'm gonna do the on live thing. I'm gonna make some bug spray as a. We're gonna see if it works. Who knows? But maybe it's just for fun. But it's all about your intention, you know. And we're going to try it out and see if anybody wants to pop in, pop out. I'll be around. And I will make it live as we go. And you can look, I will duck down because, of course, I have the worst system possible happening here. Hey, welcome back to the kitchen. I have no idea who's hanging out with me to see. Oh, there's two of you here. Hi guys, it's been a while. Let me. I have the. It's always my ridiculous system of who's here and who's what I'm doing, but I do. I have you. I have that video balanced on a pot holder, and because I threw the little mini tripod thing away because it sucks. Oh hey, hi CJ. And we're gonna make bug spray because believe it or not, in Florida I have see right here. I get bit by a damn bug already, and so it's time. And I kind of been looking up some stuff to get us some bug spray going here, and we'll see how it works. We're gonna cook it in our fabulous fondue pot. Sort of catch up on some stuff. If anybody has any questions at all, or say hi or whatnot. I do have you above, balanced on an old olive jar in my good system. I've got some stuff in collected up and around, and we are, hello. Oh my gosh. Kalimia's corner. Oh, it's Gina. Hi, Gina. Hello. Yeah, well, I've lived where it's 15 degrees out too. Just won't be doing that again. Um, and and today it was really crappy outside. Again, here we are in Florida, and it was like 60. It was horrible. I had to wear like a sweater. It was terrible. But I'm gonna try to make some late night bug spray and like chat it up with you kids at the same time because I miss you and I don't get to hang out with you all that often. And so if you want to pop in a little late night magic, then we'll do that and chat it up too as best as I can. And this one, since it's going to be a spray, I've got it started already with in here in our little oh, yay. Well, so yay. See, you'll be when I come live at like late at night, then you can come hang out with me, or just watch them. You know, see everybody later on. And this one is France. You got mosquitoes when I was there. It wasn't very mosquito-y, but of course it was like April. But who knows? I've only been there once, so don't ask me. I don't know. All I know is I'm getting eaten already, and it's time to try this bug spray out. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But remember, it's all about intention. So we're gonna put plenty of that in, and if not, we'll just get them drunk. Because since it's a spray, we're gonna have alcohol in there, and I've already got the cheapest vodka going, cooking in there, about yay much so, half a cup, already warming up. That we're gonna add our ingredients in. Oh, I forgot my cool spoon. Stay where you are. Be right back. Sorry about that. My cool spoon was at my altar. This is my like mixing spoon thing, thrifty find. As is pretty much everything I own and or do. And pot holder here just like tilted a little wacko. Okay, there we go. Let's see. So, how is everybody? We doing good? Yeah? All right. 15 degrees. Where is 15 degrees zone, CJ? Anybody? So I know not to go there right now. Anyway, what we are going to start with, we got the vodka going on in there, and I have it in this cool little fondue pot thing that I make things in. And if you've seen Maddie's, he has one very similar to this in Michigan. Yeah. I went to school in Chicago for most of my life. And no thanks. But good for you, my friend. Think warm thoughts. And you can always come visit some of us in Florida if you ever want to. Although Florida sucks later on. Right now it's kind of good. But anyway, so since this is going to be a spray and it's going to end up filtered into a spray bottle, then their carrier, like sometimes when we do oils, then we put them in carrier oil like grapeseed or fractionated coconut oil or or any of those kind of like conscious. For me, like when I'm doing Florida water, which I have to do also. Excuse me. Ah! Forgive me while I die on you. I had a a couple of nuts right before I did that. I got one stuck in there. Bah! That wasn't the way this was supposed to go. Maybe I need some vodka. Anyway, so when you do a the worst live ever. The nature of live, friends, you can never know exactly what you're gonna need, right? Hey, hi Maddie. You just watched me try to die live, choking on something. So we're doing bug spray. Maddie, I was just talking about you and about our little fondue pot thing that we cook stuff in. How am I? I'm good. I'm getting eaten by bugs already. There's one under here that I got, so I decided we're gonna make we're gonna attempt some bug spray tonight in our magic little fondue pot that you and I both have one very, very similar to that. And I've already got some vodka cooking in there since it's gonna be a spray. Like with my Florida water, I always start with vodka as the base. If it's going to be an oil, then we start with a carrier oil of sorts. Could be like I said, a fractionated coconut oil or grapeseed oil or argan oil, or it depends on what your uses are going to be. So I was at our like kind of local health food market the other day, and they make oils themselves. And so one of them was like called the Bug Away or something or other. So I looked at the recipes on the back of it, and I decided to I photographed it, and then I was like, I have all that stuff. And so we're going to try it out, but I'm also going to add some of my own bits to it to make it a little more, witchy and with a little more of my intention and stuff. So I got my vodka cooking in there. I have about half a cup, 3/4 of a cup inside of there. And so is there anything I need to know right now? Yeah. I wasn't. Yes, that's what I'm good right now though. I got the nut out. I have a thing about. Oh yeah, absolutely. If it works, totally. And I'll be the first one. You guys are all yes, man, absolutely. Add away, right? That's why we're all here, is to share and learn from each other. And if it works, I'll know in the next week or so within, because it's because I am a bug. Bugs love me. I don't know what it is. So anyway, I got the vodka cooking, and then we'll end up putting in a yeah, of course, Maddie, come on now. If we got one, we got one, and you'll try this out, and if it works or you find something else that we add to it, then we could make a mint out of all this. And subsequently, there is no mint in this. So what we're going to start with is we got the vodka, and the vodka is absolutely yeah, absolutely. Well, that's what I do. Kitchen witchery. Oh, yeah, rewatch later. Thanks, Gina, for popping in though. It'll be super fun. I love doing lives with you guys, and I always kind of bop in at the end of the night. So I have this. The first thing we're going to start out with, other than our vodka in there, is we're going to drop in, our classic citronella oil, which we have to do, and we're going to put in. Since I have about, how much is in there? I have about this much, like a ramekins full. Yeah. Yes, tea tree is quite good. Yeah. I think that I also, it might be on the sitting over there is the tea tree. Do 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 do. Yeah, it's supposed to be. Maybe I didn't grab it. Tea tree. There's. I have a few oils that we're gonna work with over here. So we'll go for it and see what happens. So tea tree or duh. So citronella. We're gonna just like hit it with some of that. And of course, this is the main thing. And I just don't like citronella smell. But you know, we're gonna have to cover it up because apparently bugs don't like it either. The other thing I'm gonna do with this though too is that I'm gonna take before it hits the spray, the bottle, I'm gonna soak some lava rocks in it and make like an ankle bracelet out of it, like a little cool ankle thingy, because apparently they love my legs, and so if I can stop them from the bottom up, then good. Next thing we're gonna roll with is some lemongrass. Lemongrass. And we're going to throw some of that in there. Because, And for me, that's always, you know how I am. Until it feels right. And starts, like, cooking. Then we're going to do that. Yeah, I thought so too, right? We use lava rock as, like, as diffusers or bracelets or whatnot. So if this works, then I'm going to put it in there. Actually, and I'm going to throw in some sage, just regular kitchen sage, and start to let that heat up in there and work its magic. But I'm going to bruise it a little bit in the actual mix because sage is, of course, a protector, and it's going to protect me because I told it to. And then once I get that, because that sage is going to sit down there on the bottom, and it's going to create a little shield. And I'm also going to put some fresh rosemary in. Same. And bruise that up a little bit. Not too hard, and because you don't want to hurt yourself, but you don't want to create a mess. Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, you can, because people make the diffuser bracelets now, so I thought, well, if this works, then I'll just put some lava rocks in there and then turn it into like a personal anti-bug jewel. Wouldn't that be cool? And then we're going to add in, so I've got some, so far we have citronella going live, and we have lemongrass going live, and then fresh sage and fresh rosemary. And then I'm going to put in some red sandalwood. These are chips that I have. And I'm going to start to add those in because they will take a little bit longer, like the fresh ingredients, to integrate themselves into the mix. Sandalwood going in. And let's see here. What's some rosemary oil. Since we have fresh rosemary in there, then we probably won't need as much, although I love rosemary. This is doing already. We're cooking with grass. One of the things that I do know is in a lot of places that I looked was geranium. And geranium is, for some reason, bugs hate it, so I'm going to believe it. So we're going to throw some down there. It's nice. So far, it's all nice. But we'll see. That feels about right. And once I get all this stuff in, if you guys have watched me before, you know that it's very much a, I think the recipe has, has eucalyptus. Yes, yeah, for sure. But you also have to remember to use what you have, and I don't know if I have it in my big arsenal back there, which I should. There's a bunch. I may just have not grabbed it. And a little bit of lavender. And hopefully it's not eucalyptus, it's the thing. But I didn't go through all of this madness, and it's the eucalyptus that's going to stop those bugs for me. Yep. Lemongrass. And I think I got the lemongrass just to do this because it was written on there. Yeah, I got vodka. Yes, vodka. Because it's going to be a spray. If I was going to use this as a roller oil, then I would put it in a carrier oil. But for vodka, because it's going to be a spray. It's the same thing that I use for my Florida water, which I need to make some more of that too. And one of my favorites, cedarwood. We're going to throw some cedar in there. Yes, 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 yes. A little bit of cedar wood. And what else? I think, is that all what we got? We're also going to utilize some tourmaline. Our crystals we're going for the black ones. Tourmaline, onyx, the ones that repel negativity. But I want to give this a couple stirs and see sort of where we're at and where I feel like we need to go. And I might leave you guys on hold for a second and make sure and go see if the eucalyptus is in the oil cabinet. Yeah, it's a little too medicinally at the moment, but that could just be the vodka because the alcohol is going to need to cook off a bit. And that's where it starts to get like, where you have to use let your nose goes into it and see where you got to roll. So everybody have a beverage for this slight intermission, and I'm gonna go see if I got the eucalyptus back there. I think so, or tea tree. I don't know. Maybe I forgot too, but we'll see. Hang on. Okay. Well, I got a couple things. So tea tree, yes. So we'll put some tea tree in because we all as a oh, thanks. One of my customers just brought me this. They just went to the show the other day. So this is from the tour like 2 days ago. And so here's our tea tree. We're going to throw some of that in there. And the eucalyptus isn't back there. So I'm going to add that to my shopping list. There's already like 7 oils back there, but the juniper is back there. The juniper maybe has similar, yay, wine time, right? Cheers. So maybe let's throw a little bit of juniper in there. Let's see. We don't need that anyway. Yeah, we don't need it right now. Yeah, one of my customers, they said they were going, and of course, the show is like insane expensive to go to, and oh, it's a happy smell. I like happy smells. I have a disdain for smells that are like, that don't appeal to me, even if they're trying to like do something positive for me. I have to like them. And this one actually, now it's kind of nice. So we threw in some juniper and some tea tree on top of all the other stuff I told you. And what we want to do is we do have to burn off the alcohol smell, because the alcohol is not the thing that is going to attract the bugs. It's just going to be our carrier. So right now, while we got pretty much moonshine is what we got going on right now. And we don't want moonshine. We want to make something that is going to be helpful for us. So in the meantime, while we kind of let this do its deal and sort of feel it out, now is when we have now it's like all things, you cannot rush things. You have to, this is then when we have to now we chit chat and have a little wait-sees and see what happens and see what else we feel like needs to happen. Because while the alcohol is cooking off, let me get that lid. While the alcohol is cooking off, then we also are going to start to infuse the, you don't have a juniper oil. Yeah, of course. So, okay, yes, totally. You have juniper berries. So what I would do with the juniper berries then is before I put them in there, they're dried, yeah, I'm sure. They're dried. And, oh, you can tell. I'll tell you about that part in a second. We'll do juniper berries and then we'll tell you about alcohol burn off. Juniper berries are dried, so you're going to want to bruise those guys up in the mortar and pestle a little bit. You're going to want to take, not this metal one. This metal one is mine for cooking, like food cooking. So you'll just kind of like bruise them up a little bit. You don't want to get them to a, like, grind them into a pulverized pulp, but enough to where you've opened them up. And then you're going to put them in relatively soon in the concoction in your base, because since they're dried, it's going to take longer for them to get infused. Does that make sense? Alcohol burn off. So alcohol burn off, you can, alcohol burn off. You can tell when the alcohol has burned off when you smell what you've put in it more than you smell vodka. I know, it's so subjective. It's like your nose will burn, like you have put in, like you took a, like, what did you do? Like you just took and like stuck your nose straight up to the vodka. What, you don't want to smell vodka, you just want to smell the stuff. Yeah. So one smells like vodka, and this is cheapest vodka. This is, we don't care about this vodka. The only time, and it doesn't take very long. It doesn't at all take very long. It just takes long enough for, like, if you can, you may or may not can't see. But like right now already, it's coming off because I'm smelling now the other things in it. Like you'll know. I hate to say you'll know when you don't know, but my best advice is that when the alcohol burns off, you will definitely, there's a switch that happens. Like right now, it's happening that I am smelling the citronella that I put in. I'm smelling the other oils and the other herbs that went in there. I'm now smelling those before I smelled vodka. And so the alcohol now is burning off. And so we want the majority of that to come off, because we don't want to make the bugs drunk. We want to make the bugs go away. But we need something to be the carrier for the essences that we have put in. Does that make sense? So yeah, so now we're kind of at that phase, because now what I smell is the actual aroma and scent of the bug spray. There's a little hint of alcohol smell, but right now it's totally changed. It doesn't take very long. And I will, again, like I have said in other videos, I will add until I feel like I have it. Like, it's hard to describe. You just kind of have to feel it and know, I guess. We just have to feel it and know. But then the other thing is, and I already can tell I want something else in there. The other thing is when you decide to pull this off of the flame, you don't want to bottle this like immediately. Cheers. You're gonna have to let it cool off. One of my big things that we always talk about is that you have to let it cool down to room temperature before you bottle it. And you can either choose, since it's going in a spray bottle, and if you've left your herbs and stuff like relatively whole, you can put them in with, and they'll just continue to steep, and they'll also look pretty. Or you can strain it out. It's not going to change the properties at all. And speaking of properties, there's one thing that we always really should do, and that's make sure we at some point, at least not once, if not several times, is stir our intention in to this. Which I didn't do. I just got to talking. So you're going to want to stir your intention in. And remember, if you want to bring something in, we're going to go clockwise. And if you want to have something be banished or away, then it goes the other way. Anti-clockwise. Wiederschiedens. But the other thing I also do is I draw the pentacle in 3 times in perfect love, in perfect trust, in perfect love, in perfect trust, in perfect love, in perfect trust. And I make sure that I am manifesting the thing that I want into this brew. And that is I want those damn bugs to leave me alone. So, and that's super important. We don't want to... we don't want to, we don't want to get the bugs drunk. We want them just to stay away. We can get ourselves drunk, but not the bugs. And its likelihood if this works, taro stock up in where Mom Squirrel is at, we're gonna want this stuff because it's in the forest and not where she's at. And this is we're gonna be needing to make this by the gallon full. Herbs, oils, a lot stronger. Yes, yeah, it totally. Yep, because what we're doing, yes, exactly, Maddie, exactly. You can start to smell it and feel it, and that's a lot about what we do as a practice. Is that there's a lot of it is intuition and intuitive, and that when you start to feel and know and understand. Um, and one thing like citronella smells like is to me is furniture polish, you know, and I don't like the smell of furniture polish, but because I wouldn't go through this whole thing just to make it smell like furniture polish, because nobody wants to smell like pledge. Somebody's gonna want to kiss you eventually. So I'm gonna and I'm gonna add a little more geranium in there, and I might put a little more sandalwood. So one thing about those sandalwood, and I don't have oil. I'm gonna around your house. If you're outside, sandalwood incense is really great for repelling insects. But I'm also going to add the cedar wood, a little more of that, and a little more rosemary oil. You just do it till you feel it, right? And then we'll know. Did I say mint? No. No. Actually, I didn't say any mint. One of the things in that I have learned through some research about this is that bugs and mint are like, don't put the mint in there. What's happening right now? Hi, Steven. We're just making some bug spray. And hanging out and doing a chit chat and doing a thing. But yeah, I would avoid the mint. The one thing that has been said in many of the places that I looked at is no mint. So there you go. So no mint. But maybe for you. So going back to the stirring. Excuse me. And if this works, then I will. What happens is usually I will rewatch. That nut's coming back. I rewatch and then I write it down. And then it becomes the recipe. Do. What else has anybody got anything to talk about while we kind of wait for this to cook? It does boil down fairly fast, so we're not making a giant. We're not making a giant vat of it, because the other thing I don't want to do is nobody wants to throw away your oils, right? If it didn't work, then you got to kind of go back to square one. But if it did, then we've got it. We've got sort of the basis of it, and we know what we've done. And we can go there. The other thing that I have not done yet is put in our crystals, because those I wait usually, and I put crystals in at the time of bottling, because then we want it to cool and rest before we put the cap on it. Because if you put a cap on a hot liquid, then we. Have you already seen Lava Rock anklets or making them? No, I just sort of thought that up because of people make those diffuser things, right? So I was just going to take, I do have the Lava Rock beads, and if you want me to show them to you, what I would do is once this is cooled down, then I would just use it, either spray them on the Lava Rock, and then, make it something cool like anklet thing and put that on there. And the Lava Rock beads, I think I picked them up at Michael's, like nowhere famous or special. And then because they use them in the making of those diffuser bracelets, so you could really add your intention again by adding tourmaline beads, which is also, or the onyx beads, or something. You could do anything you want with it to make it pretty, and then also because the bugs are down for some reason, and they just get all the bottom of my legs end up looking crappy because they're covered in bug bites. And so what we'd want to do with that scenario is we would put them, once this is cooled off and we have everything in there that we feel like it's working, then we would just utilize put the lava beads in. And if you want me to show them to you, do you want me to show them to you? No, I didn't know mint. Mint's bad. Mint and bugs is bad. Um, they everything, all the research that I have seen has said that don't know mint. I didn't add mint. No mint. I didn't add mint. There's no mint. Citronella, lemongrass, rosemary, geranium, lavender. Did I get enough lavender there? It's starting to smell better than furniture polish, which we don't want. So I'll throw another dab of that. And tea tree oil, juniper berry, and cedarwood. That's our oil so far. There's also red sandalwood chips inside, as well as fresh sage and fresh rosemary. And that's just kind of lightly bruised. And then we just kind of stir it up. It has this like neat deep orange color that's going on right now. And a lot of that is because of the sandalwood chips. And you can tell now that the vodka, the alcohol in the vodka has burned off. No mint. Yeah, all the research I have done actually says no mint. So until I find something otherwise, I don't want to go through this whole process and beg the bugs not to bite me and then like throw in like their, and here's your chocolate, like the thing that they want the most. We're gonna develop this thing, but what I really want to have happen is, because I have smelled a lot of natural, and I've worn and I've tried a lot of natural products for bugs, and so far there's one that does work for me, but it is like also chemical based, that you can get on Amazon, and I can grab that for you guys too if you want to see. But it's some chemical that doesn't kill fish, and it's made here in Florida, but it's so chemical. So if I can figure out some way to manifest, and I'm sure everybody and their brother in all of the life of the world has attempted this, and somebody will figure it out. But yeah, maybe it'll be me. I don't know. I have figured out a couple of things that I really totally think is magical in life. One is vegan cheese that I won a contest for vegan mac and cheese that people cannot figure out how I did that. The other one is Brigitte oil that is just the most amazing smell I've ever smelled. And I don't know, a few things. But anyway, so maybe this will be the one too. Maybe I will have just accidentally found this. In the meantime, how's everybody? Anything good? Anything I should know? What have I missed? What have I missed in life? I'm gonna let this for a second. I miss seeing you guys all in the lives and all that. I don't get to very often, and we are in season here in Florida, which means like all the people that come here when their land is too frozen, too cold, they come down here, and that just means it makes my life like infinitely busier. So, yeah. But now we wait. I know the other day Mama's Girl said, when you don't have anything to talk about, stop talking. So maybe I should just stop talking, and cheers to you all. Open it frozen. Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness. Two Paxis today. What's that mean for Fat Tuesday? I think I'm frozen. Can you guys hear me? My video's out. Can you add honey when making oil? Yes, absolutely. You can, but you're going to have to get the oil as, can you guys hear me and just not see me? Because I look frozen at the moment. The oil and the honey have to become the same temperature and become one before you do it. Yeah, okay. So that's fine. So I'm just frozen. So if you can hear me, Maddie, and just, I have some strange face on and cheersing you all. So here's the deal. So honey and oil have to become one before you add your other stuff. So honey would be one of the first things that you would do, and you would stir it until it is the same temperature and it has become one substance, and then you would start to add your other stuff. So I don't know how to make it unfrozen. Hello. Wow, how crazy. So maybe you get that strange face of me for the rest of the duration. But how do I do it? I don't know how. Yep, you're welcome. Yeah, it won't let me like refresh or anything, so I don't know what the story is. So you can just hear me out. But we've done most of the stuff that we would need to do. But if I'm just hanging out. So if you guys need something that, I don't want to press that X because it will probably throw me off. But yeah, that's how honey and oils go together. They have to become one, an emulsion. CJ, what is Paczki? What is that? Paczksi. I had two. Is that a drink or something? Maybe it's a drink. Huh. Well, so what I'll tell you about is the next part of this, since my video is gonna not be unfrozen apparently. Gosh, that's just horrible. But you're gonna get the video on it, or the sound on it, so I'll finish this off. So what would happen now is that since you got to watch the whole thing of it, is that it's German-filled donut that Michigan go nuts for. Oh, okay. German-filled donuts. What do they fill it with? Is it like some probably sweet almond-based sort of thing? So again, we're gonna keep smelling. You can't see me, but I am taking a little spoonful of this out and just keep smelling it and using my intuition. And and at this point now, we've been going for, I couldn't tell you how long. Oh, 37 minutes. That's good. So you're going to let this all steep for about 30 minutes with the heat, and then you'll let it go. I will take I will turn the heat off, and I'm going to let it cool down to room temperature. Because the one thing that you don't want in your world right now is you don't want to bottle this up, and you can strain it or not. I like to leave all my stuff in and let it go continuously. And then I will put in my crystals. It's the only time of year bakeries make them here. I'll look it up. Thank you very much. Huh, awesome. I'll look it up. So I'm going to take this off the heat, and I'm going to let it cool down to room temperature. The one thing you don't want to do right now is put this into this hot mess. You don't want this hot mess in a spray bottle, because likely your spray bottle is plastic for one thing, and I don't recommend plastic. But if the only thing you have is plastic, like I'm going to reutilize a natural bug repellent bottle that I have, because I'd rather repurpose something than not, and it's plastic. And so if I put this hot mixture into that plastic, we're going to leach out, number one, the chemicals that make plastic, and number two, once we screw that up, then it's going to expand. You'll feel that bottle expand because of the heat, and it will then create condensation. And so tomorrow's a new moon. Tomorrow's intention moon. I can sit it out there, but usually tomorrow's not tomorrow's not a charging moon. Tomorrow would be more likely that I'll put crystals in it, and it will ride upon my altar for a little while. I do all kinds of, Schlitz. They reminded me, there's a couple things to add into this thing. Damn it. Anyway, so now you're going to hear it. And they've been sitting there, because I don't know where I lost this and how to get it back. I'm going to throw in a sprinkling of salt. Thank you, CJ. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to throw in some black salt for the, I knew there was a reason I had those sitting over there. I got chit-chatty and chit-chatty and chit-chatty. I'm going to put some black salt in and stir my intention into there. And then I also have some, good moon phase is always like for consecrating is, you want the most powerful moon you can get. To me, that is the full moon or an eclipse moon. Like I'm about to put into this. One of the things that I forgot, like I said, I forgot to add the black salt for protection, but I also forgot to add a splash of this water, which I wish you could see. There's a mason jar. I'm holding this up for you. There's a mason jar sitting here right now of its new moon hurricane king tide water, and I waded out into the world, into the bay, the Gulf of Mexico, to get this water. And so to me, this is like powerful as shit. And I'm gonna put some of this in there, just to make sure that that those bugs know I am not screwing around. So I'm gonna throw a little bit of that added water in there, and now I'm gonna like let it cook a little bit more. So I threw in some extra. Why did I forget about that? I got so excited talking to y'all. So I just put in some of my seawater. So that is salt water from the Gulf of Mexico during the new moon, the king tide, and the hurricane we had blasting through here, and a little sprinkling of black salt. Now those bugs just be like, I don't know what to do with that girl other than do not bite her or she will have us killed. So now we're gonna cook it a little bit longer. Good moon phase to consecrate my book of shadows. So for me, that would be the most powerful moon possible. So that would have been like, yeah, totally. So the most powerful water you have is that blood supermoon that we just had. Exactly. I have some of that water too. And I save all that stuff. Like I add some, just little bits of that to my bath. Or when I really want to like make sure some shit is going to happen, then I use my most powerful water I've got in my arsenal. So yes, so for you, if you have blood supermoon water, then yeah, just lightly spray it. Exactly. And say and do your consecration ritual that you are choosing to do. Yeah. Of course you have two mason jars of it, Maddie. Why wouldn't you? You just want to make sure you can't use that stuff though. If it's got like, you have to watch out if it starts to get like any bacteria or like mold and stuff growing in there, then it's gone. So you have to use it before then. So keep your eye on it, and if it starts to smell like stanky or like moldy or whatever, then it's done. Then you have gone the other direction. You got to still make sure like, but I just opened this up, and I just literally pulled this straight out of the sea. And this is a story. This is a story. Someday when I'm not all frozen, I'll tell you the story of the new moon hurricane king tide water, and what I told the police when they pulled me over with that in my hand. It's kind of funny. But anyway, so I'm going to use that, and that still smells fine, and that was a few months ago now. But yeah, you got to keep your eye on it. If it starts to go and there's bacteria in it, then you're cooked. You're done. So you haven't consecrated it. Florida water and Palo Santo, you have cleansed it. So one thing with the water then is that now you can like charge it with those waters, with the moon water, right? That's what I would do. Because the Florida water and the Palo Santo are clearing and cleansing. So I would take like the water that has the most power for me, and I would utilize that as my consecration tool. And especially if you have two mason jars full of it. But yes, lightly spray it, and give it your best. But remember, if it works for you, it works for you. Right? We all know those things by now. So, and the other thing with this bug spray is that since I put in and all that, then we're coming back up to temperature. I do want to get this to burn off a little bit, like the vodka, because I want to make sure that I don't have bacteria growing and stuff in here, because then I'm going to now spray this on a body. So I'm going, since I poured that water in, I wanted to and should have poured added the water into it before, a little bit earlier, but I didn't. So, we'll just pretend. But for now, I'm going to cook this for a little bit while longer. And now it looks, with the black salt, looks like mud, smells good. And if those bugs come after me with this, then help them. Let's see. So it's going to cook for a little while longer, and get it up to temperature and burn off a little bit. If you redo this recipe yourself, I would add the water in at about earlier on in the whole thing so that it could burn off. It'll be fine now, but earlier on I would have done it. I cannot believe that my like, video hasn't come back, but y'all can still hear me. And thanks for hanging out. What else? Anything else? Because I don't have anything to say. I'm gonna, once I have this into a place that I want it to be temperature wise and it's steaming again. It's not currently, although the smell's starting to come back. Then I will snuff out the candle. Snuff. I prefer to snuff than blow out candles. And then let it cool. And if it works, oh, trust me, you'll know. I'll let everybody know. The way just like my Brigitte oil, it's one of my favorite things I've ever concocted in my whole world. And then, yeah. So that's what I got for you for tonight. I don't know unless anybody has any other questions that I can like answer for you. Otherwise, you can just look at me and my strange face there for the rest of your minutes while I do, and I'll answer anything you want. And I thank you both for coming out, hanging out, and whoever else is still here. It says there's 3, but it might just be you guys. There was Gina was here earlier. Anybody that watched, I totally appreciate it. And maybe if anybody wants to watch it later on, I'll let everyone know in the. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you, Maddie, for coming and hanging out. I don't get to do this that often, so it makes me. I love doing it. I'll think up something else. And yeah, I sort of started to figure out that like middle of the night is good for a few people, including me. So. But there you go. There's that. And I hope you guys have a wonderful night. And I will follow up with what I did at the end of this. After this video, like what happened afterwards. Right now we're going to bring it back up to temperature again. We'll add the water. Thank you, CJ, for reminding me about that. The salt and stuff. Otherwise I would have totally forgotten. And I had it sitting right here ready to rock. And I just got sidetracked. You know the way we do. So there you go. And then I'm going to put once I get it, put the heat off, then I'm going to put my onyx and tourmaline in there and let it continue to cool and open up the stones, the crystals, and let it start to absorb the power of the crystals as well. So there you go. And I hope I see you guys soon, and I will totally let you all know how this goes and if it was even partially good. But good night, guys. Good night, Maddie. Good night, CJ. And I look forward, hopefully, to talk to you all soon. And I will keep you updated. And sorry, and thanks for hanging out, even though this video went totally silent and visually non-productive. But, you know, in the old days of radio, that's how we did things. Night-night, guys. And many blessings to you. And love you both very much. Thank you. Talk to you soon. Good night.